a good day? It's been a rough day for me. A very rough day. I've got the grandboy today. It's Pawpaw Day today. Doing my dadly duties. It's been a rough week. It's been a very rough week. Today's been rough. But anytime I have a victory, then there's failure coming right after that. I'll see if I can get through this little monologue. What's wrong, buddy? It's okay. You can lay down and go sleep. Take a nap. Or you want me to talk to you? Well, just act like I'm talking to you. Okie dokie. All right. So we got some good news this week. I told you guys about my ex-wife and her struggles with addiction. Well, when she got arrested and I was looking at all this time in jail and or prison for being an addict, I gave her some good advice, got her on the right track, trying to help her out, trying to get her straightened out because she's the mother of my kids. I mean, I can't stand to be in the same state with her, but it is what it is. I told you guys about my struggles with corrupt attorneys. So my attorney, which I consider my friend for 20 years, he was just the one collecting the money to fight my ex-wife all the time. In the state of North Carolina, you can contest child support payments, but you have to do it. You can't go back farther than 3 years when you contest, which is a problem when you got an attorney that doesn't want to do their job. So when my oldest daughter, the mother of my boy here, she was 23 years old, they were still getting me for child support. Now, people in other states, if you have a child and they're in college, you're required to pay for the college or you're still required support. It's not that way in the state of North Carolina. So all you people that say, oh, you're driving with a phone in your hand, that's against the law. Laws are different in different states. So I told my attorney, we got to hit this drop, dude. And I've told you the whole deal that the day that I put my wife out of the house for cheating on me, they had me $900 in arrears. How did you do that? Well, while we were together, she went and got an apartment so she could have a place to lay up and do her thing. Well, to get that apartment funded by the taxpayers, she had to tell tell social services that we had separated. And she told them that I kicked her and the kids out of the house so they'd give her an apartment. Yeah. They didn't check up on anything. They didn't ask me any questions. It was just done. Boom, I owed the money. So at the last count, it was like $5,000 in arrears that they had me while I was watching my children. While I had custody, they were charging me child support. Now, when I tried to go get child support from her, they said, oh, well, she's just not able to support herself, so she couldn't possibly help you with the children. When I tell you that a man has no rights in North Carolina and overall in the United States, I'm being truthful. A man has no rights. It's like me. I did the dumb thing when we were married. When she had my kids out in dope houses doing dope and partying and staying going on long, she just dumped them off on strangers. Well, I called social services wanting help. Never call social services. Never. I was a young kid. I didn't know what to do. Never call social services for any reason. If your child's being abused, don't call social services. Take your child. Find a way to protect them yourself. Do not call child traffickers to help you and your children. So when I called and I asked for help, they ran me through the ringer. It was me going from drug and alcohol classes. It was me going to anger management classes. I'm like, I called because of her. They hired her an attorney. She didn't have to do any classes. They had me running 4 or 5 different classes every week that I had to pay for because I called on her. And the main goal of it is they will throw so much garbage at you so you can fail. So you will fail so they can kidnap your children, which they did with mine. I was never once accused of abusing my children, ever. I was never accused of neglecting my children, ever. But they do what they do to get their hands on your children. Anyway, I'll let that go because I have a heightened blood pressure now. Anyway, I finally coerced my children into telling their mom, listen, Mom, it's time you cancel this freaking child support garbage. Because Dad shouldn't have had to pay it to start with because we were adults. you're running the system and it's affecting him. And Dad does more for us than anybody. And I do. I mean, my ex-wife doesn't work. She doesn't do anything. She works 1 day a week at my ex-best friend's shop. I didn't know he was screwing her while me and him were best friends. What a good friend he was, huh? So she works there 1 day a week. That's it. She doesn't have to work any other time. She doesn't do anything else except live off the government. Scheme, dream, and fiend. Scheme, dream, and fiend. That's a good one. And I've been told by people that are around my ex-wife that it's possible that she's back on the stuff again. And that's so unfortunate. But anyway, I've been praying for her, because we're supposed to pray for our enemies. So, about a month ago, I told you guys about Tina's. Her credit card's been hacked twice now. They hacked it one day for $400. She had to cancel that card, which throws a whole wrench in everything. And then they hacked the recent one where they hit it 30 times for $30 in 6 minutes. I think that's what she said. They got it for $600. So when she canceled the credit cards, she had a reminder on that account to pay the child support. She didn't get the reminder anymore. And for some reason, the subpoena that I was supposed to have for my body camera footage for the second date for my body camera footage, the subpoena never came. My mailbox is being invaded again. My mail has stopped appearing at my house again. This happens a lot. If you're not a targeted individual, then you think the post office is reliable. When you are a targeted individual, if you're not expecting a subpoena to come, you don't know if you missed it. Now, I was expecting it, waiting, and it never came. And the same happened with the child support announcements. They send a letter out every month. Oh, here's your child support bill, blah, blah, blah. Never showed up, never came. Just didn't happen. And the worker sent me a paper in the mail for me to come see her at her office to find out what the problem was. I never got any of that. Isn't it weird how I get all the junk mail in the world, but I don't get any of that? So I was working out back about a month ago, and I heard a car pull up behind the house. And I poked my nose in between the crack of the building and the house, and it was the Catawba County Sheriff's Department. I was like, oh, God. So I grabbed my pistol and ran inside as soon as he backed out of the driveway. Ran inside, looked at the camera, and he's coming to the front door. Well, I'm not one to hide. I'm not gonna hide. So I answered the door, and he's like, hey, you got a subpoena for child support. You got to be in court on this date. I'm like, what? How? Because we've been making the payments, even though we shouldn't have. But like I said, I told my attorney, fix this, and he just wouldn't do anything. And then he finally went to fix it. He could only go back 3 years, and he got like $5,000 taken off, but he didn't get the previous $4,500 taken off. So when I got that subpoena in the mail, I got on the phone, I called my daughters. I said, listen, I love you girls, and anytime you pick up that phone, Daddy's there. I said, I'm babysitting every time you need a babysitter. I said, I'm doing all this stuff. It's time for you guys to do for your daddy. You need to call your mama and tell her to cancel this freaking garbage. She didn't earn it. She didn't deserve it. And it was just a millstone around my neck for something that I had nothing to do with. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't deserve to have child support on me when I was the only one taking care of my children. So my youngest daughter called her mom and said, listen, Mom, you need to go handle this. This is BS that I'm 22 and my sister's 29 and Dad's paying child support. So this is crazy. So, and with my ex-wife, you don't know if she's telling the truth or lying. You just don't know. So she told my daughter, yeah, I went over there and I did this. And she came back with the paper where it's pretty much a lawsuit where she subpoenas me to court to cancel the child support. Well, she handed me that paper, but it wasn't signed. So to me, if your name's not on it and notarized, then it doesn't mean anything. It's just a piece of paper. So I said, well, you have to take this back. I mean, I appreciate if you're doing it. I appreciate you doing it. I said, but It's not signed and notarized, so it means nothing. It's just a piece of paper with my name on it, your name on it. So apparently she did go back and talk to the woman and had the child support canceled. I mean, that's a blessing. I mean, it's a big blessing. You don't understand how difficult life is when you hire an attorney and they don't do what they're paid to do. And back during those days, I was having to pay for this attorney. This wasn't court appointed. This was an attorney I was paying out of my pocket. I think it was probably 20 times that I paid him to represent me for false charges from my ex-wife. 20, and it was probably 10 to 20 times I paid him to represent me in custody, in emergency custody, and in another custody, and in another divorce. I mean, it was just nonstop. I mean, it was $300,000 I spent fighting social services for my children. Never been accused of a crime, never accused of abuse or neglect, never accused of doing anything wrong to my children. It's just the system has to make you look like a criminal so they can take your kids. And let me put an asterisk beside that statement and say, they don't even need to make you a criminal to take your children. They can just take your kids. There are 380,000 immigrant children that the cartel brought over the border that have still not been found. Now, the FBI is finding children, and they did an announcement last week that they had arrested 200 pedophiles for crimes against children, which is great. But anyway, I had a message. Oh, look, a Mexican's in my way, not doing the speed limit. What you gonna bet? Yeah. Oh, it's got typing on his computer. So it was a blessing. But then I get a voicemail 2 days ago. Now, I didn't know that that child support had officially been canceled. 2 days ago, I get a voicemail saying, you have court date on the 15th. It's like, what the heck is this for? What'd I do? And so my mind goes to the worst case scenario, which would be, well, you know, I didn't show up for my court date for the body camera footage, and they'll do anything they want to take me down, so maybe they're suing me for that. I mean, this is what happens when you've been abused with mind control for so many years. Is they can implant thoughts, they can do anything to just wreck you emotionally. And I've just been, for the past 2 weeks, it's like I just can't focus. And I haven't been eating the best that I should be eating. Everything's just kind of haywire. Everything's just, my mental health is not, that freaking getting slammed in my driveway really messed me up. It emotionally affected me to know that those criminals did exactly what I knew they would do. Look at all those guys. Oh man, that's like 4 police in a row lined up going to raid somebody's house. Weird, and right in front of me, huh? So I've just been mentally at my wit's end. So yesterday I get on the phone, call the clerk of court, and a woman's like, well, I don't see, she said, I see your name on here, but I don't know who this is against. She said, you got anything else going on? I said, well, could it be child support? She said, well, I see you've got a hearing at the end of the month. She said, but maybe this is child support, DSS, maybe you should call them and ask them. I said, okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate the information. So I called, talked to the worker. She said, oh yeah, it's no problem. She said, you don't even have to come to court. She said, I got the paperwork. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to cancel it. Everything's fine. You're done. And I was like, really? Now, I'm probably going to, I don't want to go anyway. It's 30 minutes down to the courthouse. I freaking hate going to court. I hate going to court. I hate going to court. That place is the cash register that never gives change. So she said that will automatically cancel the child support court at the end of the month. So thank God, child support's over. That millstone around our neck is over. That I no longer owe the state for a freaking thing that they didn't deserve to start with. But the vandalism continues. Had to get another battery in my truck yesterday. The alternator's fine. 14.3 volts it's putting out, so it's doing great. So I had to put a new battery in this thing. But just, I mean, the little bit of money I had in my pocket, I needed to buy a tire from where I blew the sidewall out on the last brand new tire I bought. I put less than 100 miles on it and knocked the sidewall out of it. So my truck needs a lot of work. It needs I mean, as you can see, it pulls hard to the right. And the steering wheel's cocked sideways because gang stalking. The front tires are bald on the outside, but good on the middle. So it's just, I need tires bad. And these Cooper Cobras are now $140 a piece. So I'm gonna have to, I've only ever ran Cooper Cobras because that's just the best tire. But I'm gonna have to find something cheaper because Heavenly Father, thank you, I've got the money. That's why you have to talk. That's why you have to do it. Thank God I've got the money. But the back brakes have not worked since I paid my buddies to put the rear brakes on. He never bled the back brakes. So I don't have any back brakes, so I wore out 2 set of front brake pads. Now it's possible that since I adjusted the back brakes up, that gang stalkers come wrong and unadjust. If I took the time every day to fix the stuff that gang stalkers vandalized, I would never be able to leave the house. And some days I think, man, I'd be better off if I just didn't leave the freaking house. But then they'd be tearing up stuff inside the house. I mean, they already do that anyway, right? So I got a big decision I got to make, and I'm not going to do it on this chat because this is already going a little over time. But I'm going to probably do a live and take a survey and see. It is rotting in my gut how the corrupt police department set me up, edited the body camera, and I was forced to take a plea. That is just... I'm an honest person. I don't lie. I try my best not to ever lie. When cops showed up this morning, they said, well, 911 called. I said, my grandson's over, and I don't know if I said my grandson was playing with my phone, because he wasn't. He didn't do it, but I think I was just sleeping out of my mind, and I said it, and then as soon as I got there saying, I said, well, I don't think he did it. I don't think he messed with the phone, so I had to ask God to forgive me, because I mean, it was just, I wasn't clearly thinking. So lying affects me. And when I have to plead guilty to or plead no contest to something that I know did not happen, it infuriates me. It infuriates me. Now, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. They stole my gun and charged me $250, $100 to bail out of jail. I mean, that greatly affected me negatively, what they did to me. They confirmed they're corrupt. They confirmed it. That pig lied relentlessly on that report. They edited the body camera footage. Not only that, the attorney for the city refused to give me public records. They screwed me from the beginning to the end, all because I was displeased with their service when my son laid out of school. I hate corruption. I cannot stand it. But anyway, I'm settled and I'm relaxed, but I just don't feel at peace right now with this going on. I don't feel at peace at all. And it sucks to go from peace to no peace, because I don't have peace knowing that I went to court and I accepted a no contest plea when I know that I didn't break the freaking law. I know that I did not break the law. Did I break an ordinance for having a rack on the back of my truck? Yes. Okay. But I didn't resist arrest, and I did not have a concealed carry. I didn't have a concealed weapon. I didn't. It wasn't considered concealed, because you're allowed to carry a concealed black powder pistol because there's no permit to carry. There's no permit to carry. There's no permit to purchase. Nothing. So that's like saying, well, you got a pocket knife. That's a concealed weapon. See? And I've still yet to get my guns back. So I went on too long. Anyway, God bless.